Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. The biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you acquire. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, it's Monday. We are back on the treadmill. We are back on Zwift. And we are back training and running together live on the Zwift Run channel. We are in New York. Oh, I forgot about the echo. Sarah Jacobson says the echo is back. Or the eco is back. Hold on, let me sort the eco out. Tina says the echo microphone. Yeah, hold on, I can sort it out, won't take me long. Just got to scroll down here. And then we've got to turn this microphone off. There we go, echo has gone. This is the problem with, we have this new microphone, which is plugged in, ready for Victoria. So the next time Victoria runs with me, she'll have a microphone. But the problem with that seems to be that we have this echo. So we're going to have to do something about that. So Marcus is in the chat. Hello, Marcus. Sarah Jacobson is running and in the chat. Jeff Partridge is there. Tina's there. Paul's there. Paul Hayward. Hi, everyone. Ryan Downey's in the run. Neil Messenger's in the run. Heather is in the run. I imagine Heather's in the chat as well. Sarah Jacobson says, Marcus, why aren't you running? Jackie Ramos is running. I don't think we've got that many today for Monday Run, not Monday Run, for Monday Community Run, but that is because it is the height of summer now. So we usually have fairly low numbers during the summer months, and it gets a bit more busy as we get into autumn and the fall and winter. Marcus cannot join us because he has a Zoom call at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. American time. Hashtag microphone for Victoria. Yeah. Well, we have the microphone. It's just whether we can get it to work. With two microphones, we'll have to have the noise gate set very high so that when I'm talking on this microphone, it doesn't trigger on that microphone. Sarah Jacobson says he has a microphone, he just doesn't know how to use it. Let me just talk to the gang in game, as I am the run leader today, so I do need to make sure everyone's okay. Are we all ready for 4 times round the reservoir? Voice to text handled that quite well, I thought. Are we already 4 times? Tina Beard says, height of summer, you would never know it by looking out of the window. I know, it's raining here. Well, hang on a minute. No, British summer, that is how you tell. That's how you tell it's the height of British summer, because it's raining. Paul Hayward says, we're not getting enough tomatoes. No, not getting enough sunshine for my tomatoes, he said. Splendid news. Full stop. I am going at 10 kilometres per hour if anyone wants to run with me. Otherwise, stick to whatever pace is comfortable for you and enjoy your run. Jeff Partridge says, I'm in game, but I might have to slow down a bit. Tired legs. Yeah, do you know what? I did a long run yesterday, and I was more tired than I thought I would be after I finished it. So much so that I didn't go for my run this morning. I felt like I just needed to relax for the morning, so I should have done, around 10k or 10 miles this morning. But I didn't do anything. Excuse me. So we've got Ryan Downey and Sarah and Hella. What's Hella's first name? I know Hella. Sorry, I've got something in my throat. It's making me cough. Stephen Heller. So Stephen Heller from the US, and Ryan and Sarah Jacobson, thanks for joining us from across the Atlantic. Excuse me while I just die here. We've also got Contreras from Chile, which is probably the furthest away. At the moment, we've got Scotland, Germany, Wales, the Netherlands, I can see. So mostly Great Britain, bit of Europe, Germany and Holland, and then Chile and the USA. So nice to have you guys with us. And 1 kilometre done. Yeah, Jeff Partridge has joined late because his treadmill wasn't connecting properly. Marcus is in a mini taper mode because Marcus is running up Mount Fuji on Friday, not the one in Zwift because you can't get up that one, but the real life Mount Fuji. Marcus is off to Japan this week. Sarah Jacobson and I will be following Marcus all the way, so much so that we'll probably be tracking his flight across to Japan. Talking about my run yesterday, I was going to start my long run at 9 AM and I woke up well in time. I just didn't get myself together in time to go out running early. And Tina Beard is saying, the reason you're so tired this morning, today, is because you didn't go out on your long run until late. And she's quite right. I also did it a bit quicker than I would normally do because I wanted to get it over with. So normally for a run like that, 20 miles, I would take closer to 4 hours, and I ran much quicker than that, so I was quite knackered at the end. So that's another thing. And it was also very hot, so I drank gallons and gallons once I'd finished running. As you know me, I don't actually go out with a lot of fluid or food when I go running, so I didn't really take anything with me, and I just stopped at the 1 or 2 taps that are available on the path to drink from, and that's all I had. So when I got back, I was in need of lots of drinks. Harnett has joined us with the Ukraine flag. Let's see where Harnett is from. Oh no, it'll still just say Ukraine, won't it? Oh, UK, he's UK. He's got a UK flag, but he's flying the Ukraine flag. Today, we welcome runners from Germany, USA, Wales, Chile, Netherlands, Scotland. Hello, everyone. And today is a 10k run, so we're going to go round this reservoir 4 times. I hope everybody had a good weekend, by the way. I told you about my long run yesterday, and I did park run on Saturday morning. And that was a funny one as well, actually. So we got up a bit late for park run. So I said to Victoria, I'll just run with you, we'll do it nice and easy. And it was crowded at parkrun, and we were right at the back. And we started jogging, and we were, right at the back in all these crowds of people, and we couldn't get running hardly at all. And I found myself getting a bit frustrated. So Victoria had found a friend. She was chatting away to someone, so I said to Victoria, oh, I'm just going to go on a bit. So I sped up. So I ended up doing park run as a progressive run. Each kilometre got faster and faster until the last kilometre I was at breakneck speed. I was going as fast as I could. Tina says Victoria's hill reps yesterday were very impressive. Yes, she is trying to get the vert in, the elevation gain, so that we can make a good attempt at the North Downs Way in 2 weeks. And that's also good training for her for Chamonix. Sebastian says Victoria is doing very well. She really is. Yeah. Jeff Partridge says, I did more vert in Exmoor than I did at the Snowdon Trail Marathon. I mean, Exmoor is hilly. If you're going up and down, yeah, I guess you could quite easily do more vert than on Snowdon. So we're over 2k in, less than 8k to go. Nice and comfortable, trying to keep the heart rate low. Just an easy start to the week, relaxed start to the week. Tina, you'll be pleased to know that I have replaced the battery in my heart rate strap. So let's keep an eye on it tonight, see how it goes. Hopefully no horrendous readings. It does look a bit wobbly at the beginning, but I think we'll put that down to me talking. Hopefully it'll settle down, be okay. So Sarah Jacobson has managed 2k with us now. She's not sure quite how long she's going to stay. Jeff Partridge is going a bit easy tonight because his legs are sore. Neil Messenger is right there with me. Paul Hayward is right there with me. Ryan Downey is right there with me. Hello, Ryan. Hope you're good. Sebastian is right there with me. Stephen Heller is right there with me. Good to have you guys with me. Let's just keep it going. It is raining here on the south coast of the UK, so I am also grateful for Zwift. Yeah, anyone who's suffering with the smoke, with the wildfires, wherever you are in the world, you know, Greece is suffering a lot. Heather says I'm right there with you in spirit. Heather, you're not that far away from me. Just, what, are you near are you with Jackie Ramos? Are you running with Jackie? Heather's in the run somewhere. She's not on my screen. But she's definitely with us. 2.5k done. We're a quarter of the way through. It's 18.2 degrees in the Gloucestershire garage of Paul Hayward. It is 22.8 in the Sussex shed of Stephen Cousins. Tina says, well, now I'm impressed, Stephen. But there's a sarcastic laughing emoji after that. What were you not impressed with? My super progressive park run. At least I got up for park. At least I did actually do park run. We got out the house. Right, we've got Vegan Dragons has joined us from France, and Moya is also with us from Spain. Actually, Moya looks like he's been with us all the time. So Moya from France is with us, and we've got Vegan Dragons runner with us from France. Oh, that I changed the battery. Okay, Tina's very impressed that I actually managed to get round to changing the battery in my heart rate strap, which is now, I think, functioning just fine. Sarah Jacobson agrees with Tina. It's essentially a miracle that Stephen has bothered to do something. Are you just surprised that I didn't get my wife to do it for me? I have also had chats, actual conversation with a workman today. I know, somebody, you know those people who come to your house to do jobs, like dig the garden or fit a new fence post, you know, proper like manly stuff that I don't do because I'm so pathetic. I actually had an actual chat with one of them today who came round looking to do some work on the front half of our house to make it look a bit tidier and a bit more glamorous. Glamorous? That's not the right word. Anyway. Yeah, so I've been talking to a tradesperson today. I know, who would have thought it? Who would have thought I'd have the guts to actually have a conversation with a tradesperson? At 73% humidity in Berlin, 25 degrees Celsius in the Berlin basement. Sarah Jacobson says, well, she's questioning. She says, what, and they didn't immediately leave afterwards? Well, yes, they did leave afterwards. I didn't invite them in for tea. We had the conversation, and he agreed to send me a quote, and then he left. I said, thank you very much. Well, I'll be in touch. Or I shall await your quote with interest, I said. Jeff Partridge says, hang on a minute, cousins. You've got all day, every day on your hands, and you employ tradespeople. Look, I haven't... Look, much as you might believe that I don't do anything during the day, I'm very busy. Honestly, I don't have time for half the stuff I want to do. I pretend that running is my job, okay? And I do as much running and things to do with running as I can. And that makes me very busy. Heather, don't encourage him. Don't encourage Jeff Partridge. Sarah Jacobson has been strength training today, and she says, this is why I shouldn't do strength training, because I am sore right down to my bones. Elodie says, run through the pain, Sarah. Come on, Sarah. Get a grip. Oh, good grief, it was yesterday. Actually, no, that's DOMS though, isn't it? Delayed onset muscle soreness, Sarah. The more you do it, the more you do that strength training, the better it will be, the easier it will be, or rather the less DOMS you will have. It is 100% DOMS, she says. Was this your first strength training session for a while? Then, it has been a minute, she says, yes. Okay, stop complaining then. Get on with it. The more strength training you do, the better you will get at it. Says me who never does strength training. Never ever. Here's me dishing out advice to Sarah Jacobson about strength. Look, she's just said, how much strength training do you do? Precisely 0, which is why I'm not complaining. Right, I'm missing the chat here. Hang on. Tina Beard, I think she's referring to the tradesperson that I spoke to today. She says, did you know what they were talking about, though? To be fair, not really. He was doing a lot of, well, you know, we could do like that, and we do like, sort of do like that, and then you sort it out like this, and then maybe do a bit of that, and then something like that, and that'll cost you like a bit of a tan, and then we'll do. Well, I tell you what, it'll look great. It'll be good to do that down there, and that all the time, you know, 64, and then it could be tomorrow. So I didn't really get an awful lot of it. I nodded like I knew what I was talking about, and that I understood perfectly the jargon of the tradesperson. It worked. Ryan Downey says Stephen is having a seizure. I mostly just listened, Sarah, yes, and nodded intently. I nodded like I knew what was going on. By the way, if you're not listening to this, if you're not watching this live stream or listening to this live stream, tune in now. So you just need to go to YouTube or Facebook or Twitch and log into the live stream, because if you can't hear what I'm saying, you won't understand what I'm typing on the screen. So log in now. Oh yeah. Sarah Jacobson says if they aren't listening to the live stream, they aren't hearing this. Well, they are. They're seeing your message. Let me just put my pre-programmed message on screen. There we go. Heather says, I hope the tradesperson isn't watching. Tina says the same. I hope the tradesperson isn't watching. Right, look, I'm going to come clean with you, okay? I'm going to come clean. I'm just messing about. The guy who came to see me is a good friend of mine. He's actually Polish. And I do understand everything he says. He's the same guy who did our garden. So it's not some Cockney trade guy that I don't know or anything. It's a good friend of mine. But I still hope he's not listening. Oh, Paul Hayward is really good at the little jokes, isn't he? The little asides. So the tradesperson friend of mine, I got to come and talk about the front of our house, namely the path. He says if the tradesperson is watching, he hopes he isn't, because otherwise their paths will not cross again. Yeah, he is actually Polish, Heather, yes. But I did understand him perfectly because we've been friends for a while. I'm just messing with you. Right, hey, we're up to 4 kilometres, look. Oh, well, right, Sarah Jacobson says, you have friends, question mark? I say friend. He's someone I see sometimes, and we smile and talk politely to each other. Right, Jeff Partridge says, and Stephen can't do a Polish accent. This is my undoing. You've worked out why I didn't imitate my Polish friend, because I cannot for the life of me do a Polish accent. Yes, why would Heather nearly fall off the treadmill? Michael Groner says, I had the worst Zwift run today. My heart rate stayed low, but legs felt like concrete. Stopped halfway. Does this happen to you? Do you know what, Michael? It does actually happen to me sometimes. I can be on a run like this, like a 10k run like this, and suddenly my legs will go, and it's usually a sugar crash. It's usually because I haven't eaten very well that day, or something. Have you been overtraining, Michael? That's what I would say to you first off. Have you been overtraining? Did you eat well before your run? Because it may have been similar to me where I get a little sugar crash, or it may have been that your legs are just tired from the work that you've been doing, the running that you've been doing. Tina says, so basically, you didn't have a conversation with a tradesman. A friend came round to look at your path. Yeah, but he is a tradesman. That's his job. It's landscape gardening and tiling and stuff like that. Stuff that proper men do. Not like me. I freely admit, I'm not a man's man. I'm just some guy who's afraid of power tools. It's not, I don't go to pubs, I don't meet the guys after work for five-a-side football at the local leisure centre and then go for a pint afterwards. That's just not the kind of guy I am. Like Sarah Jacobson says, look, just like she doesn't know how to cook. The problem is I also don't know how to cook either, so I don't fit anywhere. Heather says, I would say never trust a person who wears sunglasses on the treadmill. He is trying to look more honest tonight, says Heather. My sunglasses aren't in here, or I would put them on. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because it's not bright enough. Sarah Jacobson, now, realising that I'm afraid of power tools, I don't go down to the pub for a beer with my mates, and I can't cook, says, what do you actually contribute to society? This is a good question, Sarah. One that many people have posed to me, one that I have yet to come up with a satisfactory answer to or for. Jeff Partridge says exactly the same. Don't build, don't cook. What do you do? Now I'm having a crisis of confidence and a crisis of self-identity. A crisis of identity. You can't have can you have a crisis of self-identity? You can't have a crisis of somebody else's identity, can you? So it has to be your own identity. So there's no need for the self. Yeah, there you go. Sarah Jacobson has provided the answer. He live streamed himself running on a treadmill for his tens of viewers. I exaggerate, yes. Oh, bless you, Sarah. And then she says, in all seriousness, which has generated a great running community. And that's the only nice thing I'm going to say, says Sarah. Well, if that's the only nice thing you ever say, Sarah, it's been worth it. If that is the only nice thing I ever hear, Sarah, it's been worth it. Jeff says, poncing about on the treadmill for some of the day. Andy Parfitt. Hello, Andy. He says, I know what he does do. He makes it look easy. Oh, bless you, Andy. I like it. Andy can stay. Thanks, Andy Parfitt. Heart rate 123. Zone 2. Sarah Jacobson is going to finish at 5k. But we'll come and join the chat on the live stream. Thanks, Sarah. Good work. So yeah, we're approaching 5k. In fact, no, hang on, we're over 5k. Yeah, 4.9 to go. Sarah's saying I'm actually impressed that I lasted this long. Well, it doesn't surprise me, Sarah. Honestly, you are getting back into it. You've been more regular. you're working hard and you're managing to join us. Even it doesn't matter how far you do, it doesn't matter how long you're on for, you got yourself onto the treadmill. So that in my eyes is good. Just keep doing that little by little. Just get yourself onto the treadmill and you've done it, or outside, whatever. Right. Jeff Partridge, leave Andy Parfitt alone, please. Andy Parfitt is my new best friend. Andy Parfitt will be getting a special prize. Let's just drop a few ride-ons while we're here, by the way. Don't forget to drop ride-ons for anyone running with you or anyone else in the run. Oh no, Sarah Jacobson's gone. Just as I was going to drop a ride on Sarah, you disappeared. Oh well. Right, so listen, we've spent half an hour talking about me talking to tradespeople and then questioning my entire role in society. What have you lot been up to? Heather, what have you been doing? Jeff, we know you've been running like Exmoor. What's everybody been up to this weekend gone? What's everybody got coming up? Anyone got any events on the horizon? Question mark. We've got another runner from Chile. Alan is with us, and then we've got a South African runner as well who's joined us, and another Spanish runner who I didn't notice we had, Arguelles. So the number of countries is ever expanding. So we've got Contreras from Chile, and Alan from Chile, and Sellers from South Africa. Great to have you with us. Paul Hayward's got the Cheltenham 10k, but that's a long way off. Andy Parfitt says, he's talking to everyone else, not me. He says, you all love him anyway. The thing is, secretly, I reckon they do. I reckon they're only nasty to me because they know they secretly love me. Jeff Partridge, definitely. Jeff has got the plague in 2 weeks' time. So if you don't know what the plague is, it happens in Cornwall in the UK. It's a 100-kilometre race over some of the most technical terrain in the UK. Not quite the most technical, but some of it. Certainly, it's right up there with some of the most technical. So Jeff Partridge, 100 kilometres in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, less than 2 weeks. Same day, in fact, that we will be running the North Downs Way 100, which is a little less technical by comparison. Ryan Downey is training for an October half marathon and a mid-August gravel ride. How is South Africa looking today? Question mark. He's probably not going to type, is he? He's probably too busy running to pay any attention to me typing. But we'll ask him anyway. How's South Africa today? Oh, we've got the Czech Republic has joined us as well. PK from the Czech Republic. And we are 6 kilometres in. Ryan, I didn't know you had foot pain. How long have you had the foot pain? Heather says she walked up the second highest mountain in the UK on Saturday. That was enough for me. I saw someone running up it, very impressive. So Jennifer Ryan says, what's up, dude? On Twitch. Hello, Jennifer. Hope you're okay. Ryan's had foot pain on and off for 4 years. Really bad last June. You are aware that that is your wife kicking you in bed, yes? Right, apparently the second highest mountain in the UK is Ben McDwee, is that the correct pronunciation? Ben McDwee, not Ben Nevis. That's the highest. Ben McDwee. How far is Ben McDwee from Ben Nevis, Heather? Sarah Jacobson says she is still figuring out what racing looks like this winter. She might do a half marathon in the fall and a spring or winter marathon. I hear Paris is very nice in the springtime, Sarah. Just saying. Because I believe somebody told me you weren't that happy with your Paris marathon time last year. I mean, you know, me and Victoria will be there. Right, apparently Ben McDwee is in Aviemore. Is that a correct pronunciation, by the way, Ben McDwee, Heather? No, it's all right. Sarah Jacobson says, I don't think I can get away with 2 Paris marathons in a row. Fair enough. Yeah, I get that. But I am tempting you. No, it's all right, Sarah. Totally understand. We're just grateful. We're grateful that you came over that time anyway. It's it's a big undertaking. Although, to be fair though, you and Marcus do travel a lot, so you're quite used to it. But I haven't done a long haul flight for many years. Brian Downey says come to Chicago for the marathon. Well then yes, because Sarah Jacobson's in Chicago. I do know some people who are going to Chicago for the marathon. Brian Downey says I may be in Chicago this week. Sarah Jacobson says, yes, we do need a Chicago marathon group. I think Victoria would like to do Chicago marathon. Because Victoria's now got a little thing in her head about doing all the marathon majors. So, any chance to go and do the Chicago marathon, I think she would jump at it. Right, what does that mean? So Heather says, I'm sure your tradesperson would do a spot on pronunciation. A spot? What do you mean, where? A spot where? On here? I must have said something that I've forgotten. That... Oh, I see, with my pronunciation of McDwee, Ben McDwee. Ben McDewey? Ben McDewey? Ben McDwy? Ginger cake. Paul Hayward says ginger cake. Don't ask me why. Coming up to 7k heart race in zone 1. I must be very relaxed. Or is it just one of my usual dips? Victoria has been at the track tonight with Ellis, or Ellis's track session. So she's now probably at home cooking the dinner, which is why she's not running with me. We are going to have to try and sort this microphone business out so we can have joint microphones without echo. That's the next job to try and fix. I am still working on the South Downs Way 100 video, which I'm hoping to get out this week, but it's taking a bit longer than I had hoped. Apparently, I've got my wires crossed about something. I've got too much to pay attention to, Jeff. I've lost something somewhere, I'm well aware of that. 3 kilometres left to do, 7 done. Yellow Beacon has 3 kilometres left. I hope you are getting on okay, still feeling relaxed. Don't forget to join us throughout the week. Any of the different events on Zwift. Sometimes voice to text types Zwift correctly. Most of the time it doesn't, but occasionally it gets it right. Not on this occasion. Want to climb 500 metres into the sky, come and join me tomorrow for the Film by Run 500 at 11:35 UK time. Oh, 11:30, well that'll do. Just for fun, we set the treadmill at 12% incline. Actually, talking about tradespeople, workmen, and Paul Hayward says the Virgin Media people have dug holes in his nice 5k route and he's not happy. We have been having our road resurfaced today, and I thought when you resurface a road, you dig up the old road and then you properly relay it. But oh no. Council cuts, saving money. They started this morning and have basically just put a layer of tarmac over the top of the old road. And then, this afternoon, it started raining, so they've basically just abandoned the whole thing and gone off. So I guess they're going to hope to come back tomorrow and finish the scant job and put another layer of tarmac over the top. Jeff Partridge says, don't get me started on Virgin Media. We left Virgin Media a few years ago now because we had enough of them. They were constantly throttling our internet. So we were with British Telecom for a good few years, and now we're with EE. And I have to say, we're not overly pleased with EE, to be honest, even though they are piggybacking on the BT, the British Telecom network. For some reason, the quality of the signal is not as good on EE as it is on BT. But there we are, we're paying about half the price, so I suppose you get what you pay for, don't you? Jeff Partridge says, so what, now you're an expert on tarmac? Look, you've seen proper, when they repair roads properly, or when they make roads, resurface roads properly, they've got jackhammers and they dig up the previous road, and then they start from scratch properly to resurface the road. But oh no, they're not going to spend the money to do it properly. Like so much in our world today, they're just doing a half-handed, cheap job of just putting tarmac over the top of the previous road, which is exactly what they did with our pavements as well, our sidewalk, if you're in the USA. So a few years ago, we had a sidewalk pavement which was made of paving slabs, and it was getting a bit cracked. So rather than replace the paving slabs, they just came along one day and just shoved a load of tarmac over the top of it. So now we've got a tarmac road and a tarmac sidewalk, and we're coming up to 88 kilometres done, 2 to go. Sarah Jacobson says this is now epic rambling. Do you want me to shut up? I could try to shut up. It might not work, but I could try. I mean, the thing is, many years ago, I made a promise to myself that when I was old, I would become a cantankerous old man. I admire cantankerous old people. And I feel like I'm working towards it. I feel like I'm getting there. I think there's a little way to go yet, but I'm going to make it. I am going to make it. $2K to go. We have hit 500 calories for the run. Another cantankerous old man, Jeff Partridge, says, I've had an outstanding complaint for over 2 months with Virgin. You can't speak to a human to complain either, no. I can't remember how many hoops we had to jump through to get rid of Virgin Media. By the way, have you noticed my heart rate? Look, since I've been complaining about the tarmac road and the tarmac sidewalk and Virgin Media and BT and EE, my heart rate shot up. Look, I'm at 150 in zone 2. And earlier on, I was in zone 1, nice and comfortable. I just need to chill out. Over a mile still to go. So I need to relax, just bring that heart rate down. Jeff Partridge is done. Well done, Jeff. So he's finished. Moya is 700 metres away from the end. So well done to Moya. Heather says, I definitely think you are in a sub-3 marathon category of grumpy old man. Yeah, but I mean, I'd like to be an elite grumpy old man. I'd like to be like 2 hour 15 marathon category of grumpy old cantankerous man. That's my goal, you know, that's my dream. Tina Beard says, I've been away for dinner. Did I miss much? Oh, does anybody want to tell her? Does anybody want to talk Tina through BT, EE, Virgin Media, tarmac roads? Right. Ryan Downey says you need to chill out. How about for every complaint, you have to run an extra kilometre? then you can decide whether it's worth moaning about. Everything I complain about is worth complaining about. I am going to have to run an extra 100 miles tonight. Ryan Downey. However, my heart rate is way higher now than it should be. So the question is, has replacing the battery in my heart rate monitor actually worked? Is this a real heart rate? Hang on a second. No, it isn't. So my wrist is telling me my heart rate is 119. Oh, actually, no, now it has gone up to 152, 148. Oh, hang on a minute. This is not very good. Right, let me just calm down for a minute. Brian Downey, Sarah Jacobson thinks your idea is genius to shut me up. So me and Jeff are now well into the moaning and complaining malarkey. He says, now you've got me started. Tina says, goodness, I missed all the good stuff. Paul Hayward says he's become a right Victor Meldrew, Tina. As if you didn't think I was Victor Meldrew before. Come on. You know me by now. Okay, Ryan Downey, that is going a step too far. He says, you have to tell Vic you're sorry and that she's right. Never. It's never going to happen, Ryan. That is just a step too far, Ryan. Look at us. Look at us. Stephen Heller is at 9.5k. He's nearly finished. We are just hitting 9k. So Neil Messenger, Sebastian Vogt, Ryan Downey, Paul Hayward, Contreras, all about to hit, or all have just hit 9k. Great little group running today with me. Thank you guys. Tina Beard says, I'm sure Victoria is always right. Unbelievable. 1 kilometre to go. Heart rate still overly high. My watch says 130 something. Yeah, 118. Right, this is weird. Every time I click in to the heart rate app, it changes from about 150, 118, 119, and then starts, and I think that's reading from the wrist, and starts reading from the chest. And now it's saying 146. Yeah. I think when you click into the heart rate app on my watch, it starts reading from the chest strap and not from the wrist. Okay, look, 4 minutes left of running. Thank you very much, everyone who's run with me today. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for putting up with my moaning and complaining. You know it's not the last you'll hear of it. I will be moaning and complaining again. But you know, if you can't do it if you can't moan and complain amongst friends out for a run, when can you do it? This is why we go for our runs. This is why you join a running club. This is why you get out of the house, so that you can moan and complain and get rid of all the stresses of the day, all the stuff that's been getting on your nerves, and you just let it all go when you're running. A problem shared is a problem halved. And that's why we tune in, Sistina. Because you know that basically I'm expressing the frustrations, the daily anxieties of everyone. I'm just a common man. And don't you dare say anything about me being common, Tina. I could see the cogs in your brain whirring then. See, Jeff Partridge says, I feel a bit better getting that off my chest about Virgin. I want you all to know this is a free and open space for you to express how you feel. There's no judgment here. I mean, well, there is judgment, but you know, let's pretend there isn't. So we're pretending there's no judgment. We will listen attentively to everything you've got to say. We will, if we need to offer advice, or if you want us to offer you advice, we can try and do that, or we can just sit here quietly and listen to your problems. We're here for you. It's a safe space. Come and share. Come and share on the Zwift Run channel as you go about your daily run. Nothing common about you, Mr. C, just delusions of grandeur. That's what I like. And I will be forever deluded about grandeur. Does anyone dream about being born in the wrong... You know, in Britain we have these social classes, don't we? I know you don't have them in the States. You know, because Victoria, we've traced Victoria's family tree. And I know probably everyone is related to the royal family somewhere along the line. But Victoria is related to the royal family fairly high up. Not, you know, I mean in the last 500 years or so. And I often like to think that I've married into royalty. Ryan Downey says, we definitely have social classes in the States. Okay, I was always under the impression that you didn't kind of make a thing. See, we make a thing of them here, don't we? Upper class, middle class, working class. Yeah, Sarah says, we absolutely do have social classes in the States, but not aristocracy. For goodness sake, I can't say the word. Not aristocrats in the traditional sense. What's the Stramash? Is this the cause of the Stramash at the running club? Oh, at the running club. People being grumpy, definitely, yes. Yes. Stramash. I'll have to look that word up. I'm guessing what it means. Sarah Jacobson says, lifting yourself up by the bootstraps, the American ideal, is a sham. Very interesting to hear. Paul Hayward says, I wondered where Victoria got her name from. Yeah. So I do like to think of myself as being married into royalty. I do like to have these delusions of grandeur that I am posher than I actually am. Right. Oh no, I've stopped at 10k, and the finish line is actually a bit further on, isn't it? Or is it? No, have I finished? I'll walk that extra 100. Oh, the extra 100 metres is to the end of the Schumann Trail lap, but we have actually finished. That's okay. Well, hello everybody, and thank you for joining me tonight. Yeah, Sebastian says you have finished, Steve. Right, I just feel like walking those extra 70 metres now. Yeah, Sarah says I've definitely finished. Paul Hayward says, well done everybody, great run. We are all going to go away now and look up the word Stramash. In fact, hang on. What does the word Stramash? Okay. An uproar or a row. So a Stramash, which I'm guessing is a totally Scottish dialect word. I was just gonna read out the rest of the definition there, and then Google's gone on to something else. Sarah Jacobson says, sorry I can't stay for the dictionary lesson. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Thanks, Sarah. Take care. Heather says, well done, Tina. Tina wasn't running, was she? Was Tina running? Anyway, well done, everyone. Here we go, just up to the end of the Schumann Trail. There we done. Completed, it says. Neil Messenger says, thank you, everyone. We are off. We will see you tomorrow. The Film My Run 500 is 11:35 UK time. Come and join me for that. Can't join me for that. I'm not entirely sure. Whether I'll be live streaming or whether I'm going out with the running club on Tuesday evening. Bye, Ryan. Ryan says bye, Stephen. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for joining, buddy. Heather did mean well done, everyone. She doesn't know why she typed well done, Tina. It's just to say well done, Tina, I suppose. But Tina is very grateful. She says, yes, I sat down amazingly well. So she did some good sitting. We're off. I'm going for a shower and some food, and I'll see you tomorrow. So if you don't see me, if you don't see me at 11:35 for the Film My Run 500 tomorrow, maybe the next time I see you will be the workout Wednesday evening, 5:30 UK time for the Wednesday workout. But I might be on tomorrow night. We'll just have to see if I'm allowed to go to running club. I'd like to go outdoor running club tomorrow, but we'll see if I'm allowed. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for running. Thanks for chatting. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.